Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 20th of September. We're going to take a look at the markets here. We're going to look at a couple different things. We're going to start off looking at the Aerodrome finance. We'll drop into a couple different charts and check out coin market cap. See what's going on here with the altcoins. We got some price targets below the market if the market continues to sell off here. Got some interesting things happening as markets are breaking out, but getting a little bit of a pullback here, so maybe they're just not quite ready yet. Taking a zoom in here to the Aerodrome finance chart, US dollar pair here on Coinbase for the data, and then this is tradingview.com for the chart. We're getting this move higher here, right? We've bumped our head here on the $1.30 area. That's where we're finding market resistance, okay? We've struggled at this level going back to the 12th, 13th of September. Again, the 15th of September, we finally closed above on the 17th. That was this week on Wednesday. No follow through, and then confirmation close once again on Friday. Today is very quiet. We looks like we have a new daily low today, 122. Yesterday's low also 123. So we do have a new low today. Well, if this market does continue to the downside, so this giant move here, I'll call it like a wedge up. If you drew a straight line here, this would be almost like a wedge. So just a habit of mine. I don't really know what it's called. It's just the price kind of trending higher. But unfortunately, these usually lead to some kind of a down move. Not saying we're going to put in new lows, and then maybe we get that leg to the upside. Take a step back here. Here's an example of the market moving higher, kind of wedging higher. It's a slightly different angle. Here's that move down. It didn't take out the lows. This is a higher low, and then the market went higher. So just something to keep in mind here. The resistance at 130 is a concern. The market's telling us it's not ready yet to go above that level. It's struggling. It shouldn't be struggling this hard. If this market's ready to trend to the upside, it's not going to struggle very long at these price levels. Markets aren't ready yet, and we're seeing it across the board. We're seeing it in Bitcoin. We're seeing it in XRP. We're seeing it in Ethereum. Just to name a couple. Markets are not, just for some reason, whatever the case is, they're not ready to blast to the upside. Saying that, we do have some downside, some targets to the downside if the market continues to sell off, and this would be quite a bit further down. This will definitely shake some things up, and my guess would be it would probably throw off the altcoin season indicator, which we'll get into in a moment. So first target to the downside here. If the markets continue to sell off, we'll check out the percentages in just a moment. First level here, now these are new levels, would be $1.14. Here's the date, 9/20, which is today, and then 114 is the price level. No, I'm not guaranteeing we're going to move down this far, but if we start to break below the 122, the 120, the 50-day, which is also at 119, good chance we're heading towards 114, guys. And that's going to look like, from where we're currently trading at $1.24, about an 8% move lower. Next target, now there's a bunch of targets in between here, but for the new target is $1.06. It's in pink as well, and the date's on the right-hand side, 9/20/106. Here it is in pink. Now that gets us very close to putting in new lows from this whole wedge to the upside. The actual low here, this pattern, is 105, so we're just above it. 106. Now that's quite a bit lower than our 114 level. about a 14 or so, 14.5% move to the downside. Now, I hope this doesn't happen, and I'm not guaranteeing this will happen. If the markets continue to sell off, I don't have control over that stuff. I don't have the control over whether the market moves higher or whether the market moves lower. I just read the charts and put the probabilities here, try to figure out the probabilities of, what's most likely to happen here if X, Y, or Z plays out. So if the market continues to sell off Bitcoin, we start to break 122, 120, 119, 111 is where I would look for market support for starters. And maybe that would be the bottom, and then we move higher. But at the end of the day, these are just new targets to keep your eye on. 114 and 106. The rest of that are already on the chart. They just remain there. They are just as valid as the new ones. The 120, the 122, 111, 109, 107, etc. So that's what I see here. Again, I hope it doesn't play out. I don't want to see it play out. But we're not getting follow through as these markets are breaking out. They started to break out to the upside. Let's put it that way. All right, so that's that for Aerodrome Finance. Now, if we do turn around here today and we start to put in some green candles, we're going to watch 130. That's still our problem area above the market. The market's struggling. This market action we've seen over the past couple days has been very odd, and I don't know if anybody's picked up on it. I might have talked about it. It's very odd. It's like the market just can't get its act together. You know what it looks like? This area here, guys. Let's put a circle around this. Or let's just put a square around this. This area right here, similar to what we're seeing right now. And I'm not saying we're going to get a large sell-off. But if we do, we have our price levels to watch for support for the market to bottom at. Look at the market here. Market broke out, and then all of a sudden it gets to 139, and it just puts in these large wicks above the candle and closes below 139. Here's a close above. Here's a big red candle, sell off, big green candle, close just above, close below, close above. No follow through after the 22nd, and then just red, back below. Resistance. 139 was the problem area back in this time frame, this middle to late August time frame. Well, right now our problem area is what? It's 130. This led to a larger sell-off all the way down to 105. Again, I'm not saying we're going down to 106, but if something similar plays out, those are the targets I'll be watching. For whatever the reason is, the markets just aren't quite ready to blast off. Now, that could change. Maybe by this afternoon, things are green and we're starting to move to the upside. Okay, let's start to look higher. We just don't know what's going to happen, but for whatever the reason is, the markets are not giving us a follow through after some breakouts to the upside. 130, 139, and 153 are above if we do turn here today on this Saturday. 153, 139, and then 130. All right, here's Ethereum. Ethereum is actually holding itself together a little bit better than some of the other charts that we'll check out here today. We're still in this cup with handle. Ethereum's actually green right now, which is great to see. This is a cup here with a handle, which this chart pattern plays out. It's going to lead to a massive breakout to the upside. Let's go to the Bitcoin dominance chart. The Bitcoin dominance chart right now is it's flat. It's at 0 right now, flat for the day. It looks like it bottomed here, going back. Here's our date here. Looks like we bottomed here on the 13th of September. And, looking for a breakout above our high here of the 16th. We'll see if it happens or if it gets crushed again. Looks like at least short term it wants to kind of make a higher move, maybe back up to the 50-day or something like that. Don't know how that would work with the altcoin season. You would think that if if Bitcoin rallies here with the rest of the markets, you would think the dominance would actually move higher. So I don't know how this is going to play out. If that would be positive, or if that's just the way it works, or if that would be you want to see it move lower for the heading into altcoin season, which according to some indicators that we're in, we'll have to keep an eye on it. But it looks like, at least for the short term, it wants to make a rally higher and higher, not necessarily lower. Here is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, at least the way I look at the chart here, is this 116, this high 116 level. We started to move above it on the 17th, 18th, and 19th of September. But we closed pretty ugly on the 19th. Today's a nothing day so far. We're basically flat. Bitcoin's up 0.1%, but Bitcoin needs to get its act together and get back above this level. If it starts to continue lower, it just needs more time. Apparently, it's not ready to break out to the upside. It's having a tough time here at this 116 level. It turned it into support here, broke below it. Tried to go above, put in new highs, massive bearish candle here. I mean, this marked the top on this big bearish engulfing candle here on the 14th of August. And we're back up to this level. It's still acting as resistance, this 116, 117 area. And it needs to flip it into support before this thing can continue its rally. Right now, it's struggling. Let's go. I think that was it as far as the charts. Aerodrome, Bitcoin dominance. That was it. Ethereum. So here's the CMC altcoin season index. We're at a 77. So according to, actually, I want to look at the Russell. According to this, we are in altcoin season. Money is flowing out of Bitcoin to the altcoins. We're not seeing the price agree with this at the moment. We're going to give it time. We'll see how this plays out. But it's awesome to see this. We've been waiting a long time for this. We just need to see price confirmation. Price represents, everything that's going on in the market. And right now we're not seeing price say, hey, yeah, of course we're in altcoin season. If we look at the Russell, let's go to the Russell, which is our small caps here. Russell into new all-time highs. We new all-time highs on Thursday, and then reversal off the top on Friday. So, of course, we need to see some follow through with this. These cryptocurrency markets might not do much this weekend. They might wait for the markets to reopen on Monday. We're a little bit lofty here. We're a little bit above our 50-day, 200-day, but we've been obviously trending higher. Again, we're a little bit lofty into new all-time highs. We'll see how this goes. Markets do not go straight up. This will have some kind of a pullback. Perhaps it already started. Time will tell. Time will tell. Very optimistic here on what's going on in the altcoins, though, but we need to see the price confirm it. And right now, it's just not doing that, guys. I don't know what's going on here. I don't think we're going to back away from altcoin season. It's possible. I just don't think that's going to happen. But again, going back to what I said, price represents everything that's happening. So if the price doesn't continue to move higher, it doesn't matter what the altcoin season index says. We're not breaking out to the upside. We need to see the price confirm that and get its act together and start to move to the upside. All right, guys, that's enough of me talking, rambling on. You guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Of course, not financial advice. It's the 20th of September. We'll be back throughout the weekend, back with some more videos. We're going to throw up an XRP video in just a moment. You guys have a great day.